There we go. What up, what up, what up? What's going on? How's everybody doing today? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for tuning in to another live stream. We got one for you today. Yes, yes, yes. Today is Tuesday. We are, what is it? We are getting close to the end of the school year for all the cheering out there. So we are getting closer and closer to that mark. So, a lot of things are going to change as far as, people's availability and what's going on. It's going to be a hot summer. It's going to be a hot summer for, oh man, I forgot to put my headphones up. It's going to be a hot summer for real. It's going to be a hot summer physically with the heat. And it's going to be a hot summer financially as well, boy. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one this season rolling around. So you better stay on your P's and Q's, remain disciplined, and get your ish together. But if you don't understand that,
Did you die?
As long as that ain't happening to you, you gonna be A-okay. Just keep grinding. Because there ain't nothing else to do. You wake up in the morning, you go to work or whatever it is that you do, and you just gotta grind it out. Just keep grinding, keep pushing, keep moving forward. The only way you're gonna find some worth distilled in yourself is whenever you put the work in. Your work makes your worth. Yes, it does. That's just how that works. That's life. Work instills the worth. If you ain't putting in no work, then what is your worth? That's it. Just like whenever you go to work every single day, your worth is basically dependent on the work you do. You showing up and how good you do. So yes, that's how it's going to be. So whether you put in a 9 to 5 at your job or putting in for your business, you better show up to work every single day. Make the best of your time and push content out, or, be at that job, be the best you can be, the first one there, the last one to leave. Let's get it cracking. With that being said, y'all, we are simultaneously streaming on 4 platforms. Yes, we are. That is, you know what? I think that deserves a round of applause. We are simultaneously streaming on 4 platforms. We are on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and Rumble. Yes, that is right. We are simultaneously streaming on 4 platforms, baby. So yes. So if you like, get on any one of those platforms, hit the like button as you should. If you're on YouTube, hit that like button for sure. That right there, hit that like button, be greatly appreciated. Get the algorithm out, get this going, stay in, share some comments, get some feedback or whatever, whatnot. But we got a good show tuned in for you today. But before we get started, if you could look right there, the Cash App and the Venmo. Cash App is going to be Daniel2888 and the Venmo will be Danny-Daniel-00. Yes. And today's show we're going to talk about a few things. First topic is going to be fitness. As you all know, fitness is going to be the first topic we go over. We're going to hop in and let Greg Doucette talk about a couple things about steroid use and how it warped his mind, as well as another fitness guy. Forget this dude's name, but they're going to talk to him as well about how steroids basically warp their mind. And I'm kind of like, intrigued on how steroids can warp your mind, and it's going to be something to see. So we're going to go over that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to watch a couple of video clips of some different random things that I found as well in the fitness segment. And then we're going to go over our organ of today this time around. We did muscle of the day. Now it's time to go inside the body, deeper inside the body, and look at the organ of the day. And then we're going to look at our sponsors for today's show. Then we slide on over to the economy portion of the show. And that part of the show, we're going to check out one of the things that happened recently, which is Trump just signed a massive, massive deal with Saudi Arabia. Yes, for the economy. We're going to dive a little bit deeper. We're going to read everything that it entails, and we're going to see exactly what that's all about and how that's going to work and how that's going to power forward the economy over here in the U.S. So we're going to see if that's going to be a L or a dub for sure. We're going to see. We don't know yet, but we'll find out when we dive deeper into today. And then finally for AI, we're going to go into a few things as well. And with AI, I got to get this fixed out over here before I mess something up. AI, we're going to look at a couple of things with AI we're going to look into. We have it first. What is this thing right here? I think I just had it up right here. Yes, we're going to look at AI at work. So who benefits from AI at work? Looking at the first AI, gender and AI paper. We're going to check that out to see what that is and what that's all about. I just kind of found that was just something intriguing, to say the least. But also we're going to look at what China is unveiling. China is unveiling the first AI hospital. First AI virtual hospital. Yes, you heard it. First AI virtual hospital. I don't know if I should clap for that or scream. Which one y'all think? Hell, we'll give them both. But yes, so I'm curious on how that's going to look and how it's going to work. And they haven't dove too deep into it yet, but you know, if you've been paying attention to my show, China has been in a rush to kind of move production in a different way because, as you understand, I'm a big proponent on how AI is going to shift things in the future. China is basically looking at things like, look, we're going to change production and transportation and manufacturing, and we're going to automate this whole entire system. So the race for AI to automate how shipping and transportation and manufacturing and production goes globally, that's going to be the new thing. And China ain't playing. They ain't playing at all, boy. They like, okay, we get it. You hit us with tariffs. That's fine. We'll take the hit, but we going to beat you to the big hit. Exactly. So they not playing no games. So yeah, so we got a good show in for you today, man. It's gonna be a lot going on. We got to pay attention. I got to make sure my microphone is not messing up too much. I think that's good. Is that good? Can I hear myself? Yeah, I can hear myself. We good? Yeah. We are good. We are fantastic. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get started on today's show with the first portion of the show, the What the Fitness portion of the show, and we're gonna line right on up with our first video as well. Let me go ahead and hit this refresh button real quick. So give me a second over here to hit that good old refresh button because we don't catch an ad right in the middle of our ish. Because, you know, they will bust that move on us. So we're going to go ahead and get that taken care of right now off top. So here we go. So we got that set up. I forget, man, what is this dude's name? This is going to drive me crazy trying to figure out this guy's name. Let me see. Is this guy's name? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, we got it set up, so let's go ahead and pull this up, and we're going to also change over that banner. Let's fix that banner. Bam, bow, boom, bop, bing, bop, boom, bop, bam. Yes, I changed the banner up. Some issue you don't understand. Yes, all right. So now we got that going. We got him up on the screen. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take this away, and let's see. Should I do... which one should I do? I'm gonna do this one. Okay, cool. We're good. Let's go ahead and get this video cracking and let's get it started. Turn that volume on and let's go.
I think I more suppressed it, or I made it. You know what's funny? Having clear signs. So I think I more suppressed it, or I made excuses, like having clear signs of like edema in my legs, and like, you know, and being like what 3 weeks out from a show.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that is
like a serious edema.
like bad. Like my finger, like you could put like an inch in my you know, my shin, but like there'd be clear signs that something is not right, and I'd be like, oh, it's just part of crap, you know, or like, no, this isn't that bad, or you know, or if someone passes away, it's like, well, I wasn't doing as much as he was.
I think in my mind I just thought, oh, but when I cycle off, my body will get back to normal.
Right.
I'm like thinking, like my last show, I'm getting nosebleeds whenever I go to the gym. Like I'm doing a hard set and I've got to go to the bathroom. The nose is bleeding. Oh, that's not a big deal.
Just blood.
I probably just pick my nose, right?
Yeah.
Like you convince yourself. Or this is my favorite. Everyone gets blood work to be healthy. It's pushed now heavily. When I was younger, there was no blood work. I didn't get blood work 15 years ago. Now everyone's getting blood work. And when they get back the blood work, everything's bad and every single thing. Oh, but you were dehydrated. You probably worked out too hard the day before. Oh, but your family history. Oh, but, and it's like, it's never, steroids is bad.
Right.
It's so crazy. That part blows me away.
Yeah.
They make excuses for why their blood work's bad.
Right.
Interesting. Yeah, it's true, because a lot of times people don't want to just handle up and muster up to the truth, which is a crazy thing. But hey, that's life. That's a life we live in. If you give me 2 seconds, I'm trying to fix something over here real quick. Let me fix this real quick. I think that's it. And then we're going to get all of that. Close that. All right, cool. There we go. All right, so I think I was having a little slight minor issue with YouTube, but we're gonna go ahead and fix that real quick. So sorry about this, y'all. Don't want y'all to be lagging too much over there. All right, cool. I think we're doing better on that one. Are we good? Yeah, we're good now. What is this right here? We got that. Yeah, we're good. Okay, let's continue. Sorry about that. Let's get it. Here we go.
Yeah, and that's the common denominator. It's like this is the cause and effect. If you weren't doing steroids, would your blood work look like that?
Yeah, like...
And the answer is like, no, it wouldn't.
Oh, it's from creatine.
No, it's not.
Guys, creatine is not the devil. It's not going to do all this shit.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, how come you get your blood work done, and then when you don't see the results that you want, you just make excuses for why it's like that?
Yeah.
That's what every single person does that. No one says, holy shit, I'm going off.
I remember getting my blood work back and then having my creatinine levels, like my actual kidney levels, not good. Mm-hmm. I remember the first time I got it done, and they called me back like, we did emergency, and I was like, oh my god. And I remember them telling me when I got there, it's like, yeah, we kind of like really like to, like, you know, scare people into coming in to make sure they know how serious it is. And I'm like, so like, how bad is this? Like, well, it's not that bad. It's only over a bit, and drink more water, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I'd be like, all right, good job. And I was like, I could just drink water. I'd be fine. And that'd be the one marker that was off every time I got blood work done. It would always, that one marker would be actually off.
Alex Eubank, on the little dose that he had, and I mean, this is on a US scale, it was 1.62, and the max is like 1.23. The creatinine.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's very elevated. Like, I've never been high, even while blasting trend, I've never been out of reference range. I've always been low. Like, we're on a different scale, so it's hard to really compare.
Yeah.
But I'm like at the bottom on, like, there's a reference range. I'm at the bottom right now, which is kind of strange, but regardless.
Yeah.
But I'm like, bro, it's not creatine, it's not dehydrated, it's lower the dose.
Right.
It's so simple.
It's lower the dose.
No one wants to do it.
Just taking too much.
Listen to this. It's like I talking to my clients about this, and when things are in that physiological range, like when they're in that proper range, your body doesn't have to level everything out. So when it's in that super physiological range, then your body has to work in other places to make up for what's going off. If your blood markers are off, it's 100% because your testosterone is too high. So when that's lower, and being lower in a good range means your body works better when it's not trying to balance everything out. People understand that your body works better with harmony than it does trying to I gotta fix this because test is too high. And
exactly. And at the end of the day, everything that they're talking about, it just makes things a hell of a lot more complicated. That's just my personal opinion. I mean, taking all this extra stuff, for example, it's like, what is it? It's like, really any drug. I can't even just say what kind of drug it's like. It's like any drug. Taking a drug, a pharmaceutical drug that if you take the drug, you're going to have some side effects. And then the side effects, you're going to need to take drugs for that side effects. And now you're on 2 drugs, but then the second drug that you're taking has its side effects. So now you're taking another drug for the side effects of the second drug, and the second drug you're taking the side effects for the first drug. And it just keeps on snowballing over and over, and they just raking it in, making a hell of a lot of money. So at the end of the day, it's a drug. No different than, the yayo or any of the hard drugs, or like the crystal methanese or anything like that. Like, it's a drug. Bottom line, that's what it is. And when you look at it from that standpoint, and it has side effects, and you're taking drugs to heal the side effects, I mean, it's no different than any drug you've ever known that was a drug. Only difference is, for some reason, this one is I can't say the word. This one is used in a legit fashion whenever it comes to doing bodybuilding and becoming IFBB pro. It's a drug that's put a part of the sport. It's sad, but it is what it is. And to try to justify it, I don't know. It's insane. But let's let them keep talking.
Are off. Oh, my liver enzymes are too high. And it's not going to grow as good as it can if it's focusing on healing everything. Same thing with muscles. You're not going to grow your muscles if it has to heal because you damaged them first.
And another thing that a lot of HRT clinics are doing now is they're using polypharmacy, which is...
Okay, he did make a good point. As far as muscles go, they're not going to heal if you damage them first. Well, make sure you rest and take heal days and rest days whenever you're doing your workouts. Because me personally, I'm not going to lie, I, for one, am a person who just goes ham nonstop and keep going and keep going and keep going. And then my rest days usually probably come on the weekend or something like that. But I'm a strong proponent of a rest day. A life will give you a rest day. That's how I look at working out. You work out every single day, 5 or 6 days out the week. Life is going to hit you with a rest day. Something in life is going to say, hey, your attention is needed over here. And then you'll be like, all right, well, go handle that, because in the meantime, whatever you're doing is practically your rest day. But let's get it.
Basically, the overprescription of drugs to offset all the damage that's being done. So they give Alex, for example, 200 milligrams of test. Okay, whatever. Okay, he feels good. He's got a lot. Now, what about the test that's converting estrogen? Well, let's give him an estrogen blocker. Let's give him a Arimidex.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, and now his blood pressure is high. Well, that's okay. We'll give him telmisartan.
Exactly.
Lowers blood pressure. And then something else. Oh, we got medicine for the kidneys. We got this for your cholesterol, statins.
Yeah.
So now you've got 10 medicines because you've got one thing too high. And so
Exactly.
my thing for HRT is this.
Exactly.
If you need HRT, you need HRT. testosterone. That's it. So I'm on TRT. I don't need a bunch of other drugs to offset this and screw up with that because my HRT dose isn't too high. If it was too high, I would need a Remedics. You'd see gyno, you get acne, all these other side effects, or your body screaming out in braille saying, "What are you doing to me?"
Yeah. No, it's completely.
That's true. I think they're just going too ham on the drugs, and I get it. In some people's body, steroids are needed. It's just the nature of the beast. Some steroids were made for a reason, you know what I mean, like HRT or TRT or all these other ones that they have now, but they were made for a reason. Some people's bodies, they just can't produce exactly what they're supposed to be producing. They just can't produce, like the creatine or the testosterone. Like their body's not capable. So you have these things to help with people who actually need these things, but then you got people who take these things and just literally abuse them and use them. And like I always say, if you are not natty, then your pockets are fatty, because that's what we see. People usually who are not natural somehow seem to make a hell of a lot of money doing it. So that's where the double-edged sword kicks in. That's the issue that comes with it, because it's like, well, hell, if I take this drug, it clearly seems like I'm going to get paid. And that's what happens. So the money is where everything, boils down to.
Like I see that with some clients who I got prescribed 150 a test, but then they're getting it from a company, but then my bill's like a couple $1,000s because I have all these other things.
HEG is a common.
Yeah, it's like
there it is, right there. He just said it. Now my bill's a couple $1,000s. I got all these other things. It's like, exactly. I mean. The doctors in the hospital and the pharmaceuticals are just sitting there like Birdman. They just like this. They like, yup, I got you. Like, yeah.
This stuff, I'm like, you're just on HRT.
Why do you need HRT? Yeah.
Why do you need HCG for? If you're doing tests, it should be correcting that issue to begin with. Like
your body makes tests that need.
Because they believe in the drug dealer. And in their case, the drug dealer is the doctor, is the pharmaceuticals.
Test. Your body didn't need HCG. It didn't need this. It didn't need that.
Right.
You should just be on the lowest dose that makes you happy. Like, I'm not against TRT if you need it, but I'm against young people abusing drugs and having to have polypharmacy to make up for all these problems.
Right. Or just be like, look, if you're gonna do it, just stop. Just don't say it's TRT. Just be open. Just be like, hey,
I have body dysmorphia, and I want to look jacked and shredded and win a show.
Right.
Cool.
And
at least you're honest.
It's like me getting on a motorcycle. I know that is I can go some kilometers if I want. If I want to go fast enough, I know the ramifications. That if I decide to go, if I want to tweak on it, if I crash, I'm done. Like I know that. But
at the end of the day, it just boils down to this. If people are willing to do it, there's a market for it. That's just what it is. If people are willing to spend their money and somebody can get rich on the other end, that's just what it boils down to. It just boils down to money. Nothing else. Money. It boils down to get paid. If you can get paid off of it and people are willing to spend their money on it, that's what it boils down to. And when people stop spending their money on it, then it's like, okay, well, the market will be gone. But there's a market for something to make money on. It's going to be there. When that market dies down, then it dies down. There's nothing else to do. So as long as there's money to be made, that's just how it works. That's really what it boils down to. It boils down to that and your stupidity to believe somebody else telling you, well, if you're taking this, then it's going to raise your blood pressure. So now you got to take this for your blood pressure. But then because you took this, it's going to hurt your kidneys. So you got to take this for your kidneys. And if you're dumb enough to believe that stuff, then, hey, they're going to make a killing.
It's a fact.
I'm scared of motorcycles. Oh, man. Yes. I'm scared of a bicycle. Once you start breaking your elbows and hips and shoulders.
Is that a bicycle?
I'm not getting on a motorcycle.
No.
I can't even handle a bike at 50 kilometers an hour.
No, well, you did on the ice too, though.
I've done it everywhere.
The ice was.
I've had accidents all over. I'm just accident prone.
Yeah. Oh,
Jeez, when I was 13 years old, I was skating on a pond. I scored a goal, and there was a tree branch growing out, and I tripped over that. My front tooth was pointing backwards. Blood coming everywhere. I'm like, I don't know how old, 13. I had to keep pushing my tooth. Ended up needing to wear Invisalign to get my teeth back in order.
Golly.
If you're gonna do it, just be honest with yourself. Understand that there are extreme risks. The harder you go, the harder it will be. But if you actually do need it, and you have all the low T signs, and those low T signs are coupled with you being in the age range that makes sense too. If you're getting low T signs at age 18, you might be like, a one-off. Like, it's not many people that are at that age are getting low T signs, like your libido's down, your recovery, your mental health, your sleep, all the signs that are like, hey, you probably might need TRT. If you're having those, that makes sense, but
Exactly. That's exactly what I was just saying. If you have those, it makes sense. It's like, I get it. You know what I mean? There's a situation for it, but just to have it be, but like I said, it's the money factor. It's the money that drives people to it. It's like, well, if I take this, I'm gonna get rich. That's all people need to hear at the end of the day. It's like, hey, take this, you'll get rich. They're like, okay, done. Like, it's a done deal. So it just boils down to that.
most people that have those signs aren't 18 or 25 or even and if there are, there's they're very small few that actually have. I've coached some guys that are in their 20s that actually had to take Clomid for
Clomiphene or Clomid?
Clomid.
Now it's
Clomid.
Clomiphene. There used to be they'd give Clomid when I remember coaching. Now it's Clomiphene that people are giving. It's just safer, healthier.
Clomiphene.
That's usually what people get now, but that does work. That's a good balance of something you can give people before they get HRT. Like if your testosterone levels, let's say 300,
right.
Clomiphene.
Better, healthier.
I have a theory. All these young people.
He said better, healthier. I don't think it's healthier. I mean, I don't know what the hell it is.
People that are saying, I'm not optimal. I don't feel my best. I think I'm feeling symptoms of low T. I think they just don't understand that you can have a bad day.
Yeah.
When I was in university.
I mean, it's not feeling symptoms of low T. I think what it is just the symptoms of a poor diet. When you have a crappy diet, when you have a horrible diet, you're going to feel like the slogan, you are what you eat. You eat shit, you feel like shit. You eat good, you feel good. It literally goes hand in hand. I mean, it's the truth. Like, eat healthy for a month. Like, make a actual dedication to eat healthy for a month. Like, don't eat anything out of a package. Eat everything fresh, like fresh produce. Make your meal simple. Maybe rice. Throw some rice in there or something like that. You know what I mean? Keep it simple. Maybe some potatoes, stuff like that. But keep it simple. Majority stuff not in a package. Do that for a month. Just keep your meals very simple, basic. When you eat your eggs, don't make like toast or anything like that. Just eat your eggs or your bacon or whatever you eat. Keep everything simple. Do that for a month. See how you feel. Then turn around and go back and go to your normal diet. If you do fast food, you eat pizzas, you snack a lot, you eating cinnamon rolls and stuff, which I'm guilty of. You're gonna feel like shit. That's all it is. It's not you having a low testosterone. It's your diet telling you we're eating shitty and we don't like it, and you're not listening to what your body is telling you. So that's really what that is.
I didn't even know what antibiotic was. I didn't know what testosterone was. And some days you just felt good. And some days it sucked. You might be drinking occasionally. You're hungover.
Yeah.
You can't always feel optimal. You can't always feel amazing. And you can't recover. Like when I was 18, I'd go to the gym every day and just go, run, sprint, play sports like you were doing with football. And you just recover. Yeah. And now you're 25 and it's not quite there. It doesn't mean you need HRT. Right. It means you're a normal human being.
It's also the comparing,
exactly.
When we were kids. Like, we didn't know what else was going on in Jimmy's life until we saw him the next day. Mm-hmm. We didn't know what was going on outside of our little world until we saw him at school or saw him at a party or saw him at a game. When you can go online and you're looking at everyone's, fabricated reels. Life. Yeah. It's like, this person looks amazing all the time. Why are they so happy all of the time? Yeah. And you're like, I'm having a bad day. I think it's because low T or I'm depressed. It's like, you might just have had a bad day.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't, that might just be it. Now, there's might be other issues too, but like,
comparison is the thief of joy. That's all that is. They're allowing their joy to be stolen. They're comparing themselves to what they see on social media and the internet. And you don't know how that person feels. Like, you really don't. Like, all because a person is ripped with muscles. And it's like, what was his name? What was the guy? Dan Bilzerian, whatever his name was. Remember you were watching him post and having all these chicks and girls and boats and trips and all that stuff. And he came out and he even said it. I think it was Joe Rogan he said it on, but whatever it was, I don't even think it was just Joe Rogan. He said it on a bunch of different podcasts, but whatever the podcast was, he came out and said it. He was like, look, man, having sex with all these women, smashing all these fine chicks, and all of them were around. They were all getting paid. They were paid off of them. If the money goes away, they go away. And all the sex he was having, at the end of the day, it wasn't fulfilling. But from our perspective, we're looking like, yo, he's having a good life. He's doing it. But hindsight, you look back and he explains it to you. He's like, it really wasn't what it was cracked up to be. I did it. I had it. And at the end of the day, the image that was given wasn't the same feeling you were thinking. You know what I mean? Maybe it was for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe at first when he was doing it, he was having a time in his life. Like he was just out there, like just smashing and pounding, just you know what I mean? Shout out CJA on that one. But you know, after a while, he's like, it's not what it's cracked up to be. So that's what it is. Comparison being a thief of people's joy. That they're not happy with themselves. They keep trying to compete, and that's why I say your work has to instill your worth.
For the, you know, I don't think people at the young age now have enough tools to be able to understand themselves. So then they're automatically, you know, low T. Like, or it's like, I don't want to know if it's depression, the D word, whatever. So it's got to be low T. So I'm going to get rid of my low T by taking steroids. Or like the fix of me feeling like this is more testosterone and being jacked, and being jacked's going to make things better.
I think
like
one of the solutions to being happy is taking on a challenge and trying to overcome it. Right. And I think people are scared of challenges now. Like I could retire. I've done enough video, like I've got enough money, I could retire, but I choose to do it because it's a challenge. I choose to bike race. Like, do I look like a cyclist? I do it anyway. I like going to the gym. It's a challenge. It's rewarding. It's fun. It gives me a reason to wake up every morning. I think that people just play video games and they don't know how to talk to people in the real world. They swipe left too many times. They get rejected by too many girls, and they're like, well, I need testosterone.
Yeah, that sounds actually about right. Yes, sir. That does sound about true. You got to get out there and do something with your life and be active. Shout out to Greg Doucette on that one. They give a round of applause. For sure, because that's a good point. A well point made. Because, yeah, I mean, and it's not just you working out. It's like it's a trifecta of things, man. It's your physical, if you're taking care of yourself. It's your mental, of course, on how you think and how you feel and how you perceive yourself. And then there's also communication. Communication rules the nation. You know what I mean? If you have a lot of awkward, like, situations where you have awkward conversations, that'll mess with you because you feel awkward at having conversations with people, but at the same time, other people are just awkward with having conversations with. So it might not even be your fault sometimes. Some people just, I think one of the big reasons that people have that really mess up their, what's the word? Their way of viewing themselves and the way they see things is a lot of guys, like, they really hold themselves at a high esteem on how they communicate with women. And I'm just the one to say, like, quit worrying about it so much. Just learn to have a conversation with everybody you deal with without an intention behind it. You know what I mean? Whether you deal with a man or a woman. But when you're dealing with women, have a conversation, and the conversation only needs to be had if you are asking for something or you need help with something. Otherwise, like, just don't go out of your way just to have conversations because you want to be liked or something like that. Because at the end of the day, women are probably going to perceive that you either A, like them, B, want to sleep with them, or C, both. So quit having conversations with women with an intention behind it. You know what I mean? Have a conversation if it's needed, not just because oh man, she's cute, I got to have a conversation. The hell with that. No, like, she's cute, but I'm handsome. Like, no, no. I'm not just going to give a conversation for no reason. Have a little short, 5, 10, 20-second conversation. Press on, move on, and keep on with your life. Don't hold that so high esteem in your head. It's not that serious. It isn't. Honestly, it ain't that important. It's really not. It's really not, because you just want something at the end of the day, and it's shallow. Have a conversation and press on. But with that being said, we're going to move on to our next slide. There it is. The word I should say is slide. Slide. Speaking of testosterone and body dysmorphia and all that stuff, I found this one. It's a short of a guy who basically photoshopped his photos to be more than what he is, which is kind of weird if you ask me. I mean, you got body dysmorphia, but it's one thing to have body dysmorphia in real life, but then have body dysmorphia, try to fix it in your photos, but still have the body that you're trying to avoid in real life. I don't know. Anyway, let me pull this guy up. It's a little short real quick. Let's go ahead and check him out. So here he goes right here. Check this out.
bodybuilder got caught painting his muscles in Photoshop. Jack Bravo wanted to grow his social media following to attract more clients for his coaching service. But like every bodybuilder, he had body dysmorphia. One of his key flaws was a deformed chest caused by a pec tear. So he started editing his pictures to remove any deformity in his pecs and make his muscles bigger. Everyone was shocked by his physique, and he quickly blew up on social media. But this left everyone wondering, was this guy actually real? After posing in a bodybuilding show in late 2022, Jack wanted to show off his physique to all the potential clients. So after painting his delts, chest, arms, and legs, he posted a picture from the show with the caption, King Kong. But he made a huge mistake. He forgot that the actual picture from the show was online. Jack quickly got exposed by John Dorsey, who is known for catching photoshoppers. The funny part about it is that his physique isn't even bad at all. Even to this day, he still seems to be photoshopping his muscles. This bodybuilder...
That's a shame. Come on, bro. Quit photoshopping your muscles. But did you catch that one part though? Even though he was photoshopping his muscles, look what happened. Let me find it real quick.
Caught painting his muscles in Photoshop. Jack Bravo wanted to grow his social media following to...
That right there, he wanted to grow his social media following, which at the same time, followings do not equate to more dollar signs, but kind of, but not really. Actually, no, it doesn't.
Attract more clients for his coaching service. But like every bodybuilder, he had body dysmorphia. One of his key flaws was a deformed chest.
Now, even though he was inflating and getting more followers, maybe at that time he was probably getting paid from Instagram platforms and different social media platforms for his engagement and posts and stuff like that. So it probably did have a financial reward on the back end. So that's something I can't say for sure on, but probably it did on top of him doing it.
Caused by a pec tear. So he started editing his pictures to remove any deformity in his pecs and make his muscles bigger. Everyone was shocked by his physique, and he quickly blew up on social media.
There it is, right there. He quickly blew up on social media, which in turn probably made him a lot of freaking money. That's really what that boils down to. That's really it. You know, you probably think of it like, oh man, that's weird. Why would you do that? But I mean, it made him a lot of money. It made him a lot of freaking money, probably. Hopefully he managed it correctly and invested it. But at the end of the day, that's following probably made him a buku amount of dollars. And, you know, he just probably didn't know what was going on. I know, right? Ain't that right, TK? What the hell? I agree, TK. Or what the heck in your words? What's going on, TK Novi? And hey, y'all do me a favor. If you're on YouTube, if you're ever on Instagram, type in TK Novi and the Drum Master. Go check him out on his drumming skills. The man is the truth out there on those drums. TK Novian, Novian. Go check him out and watch his skills on those drums. That man is a one of a kind. I almost want to say he be AI in his drums. No, I'm just kidding. That's just how good he is. He's that good. You think he AI in his drum skills, but he's not. He's just the truth at it. Exactly. Yeah. Sometimes you watch him and you got to think like, what is going on? Exactly. So I can Photoshop me to be a beast drummer. I mean, you never know. Today in the world of AI, you could probably AI it. Brave without Photoshop. Oh man. But so the next slide that I have, so this next slide that we got up here, this one is, I randomly found this video. So I came across this dude who, this video was like 4 years old, and I was just kind of admired the impressive strength that this dude had. And I looked at his, view count and stuff, and I was like, dang, it's 4 years old. Got like 100,000 views. You could think of worse stuff that doesn't, but just the impressive physical feat that this dude has, like from his, I guess, calisthenic level of strength was highly impressive. It's only like a 1 minute long video. So I felt the need. I was like, well, hell, let me put this on the show. I think it's really good. So I'm gonna pull this guy up. His name is Royce Gold. And like I said, this video is old, but just watch this impressive feat of mobility and strength by this individual, man. I just had to admire it. Check it out. Hopefully they don't give me a copyright for this song. Fair use. Hey, shout out to him. We got to give that man a round of applause on that one. That was fantastic, man. That right there. The mobility and strength on that, I was like, that is hellified impressive. I personally was impressed with that. I had to look at that. I was like, yo, that ish is hard as hell. Like to 1 foot and have the other leg up and then do the handstand. And then he did it with one hand, but did you notice he slowly got back on his foot? I was like, yo, that requires some serious core strength. Like, shout out to him. Like, that was fantastic right there. And give him another clap for sure. That was great. I was utterly impressed with that one. I was like, man, the guy over here is killing it. Jesus. Like, for sure. Exactly. Wow is the word for me too. I was like, bruh. Yeah, straight up. But anyway, the next thing that I have on the next slide is going to be when fitness fad meets guns, or you could say fitness fad with skitty pop pops. I don't know if I can say the G word on YouTube, but I guess we'll find out, right, won't we? But anyway, the fitness fad with skitty pop pops. So which to me, I think that these two should go hand in hand. Fitness fad with skitty pop pops and like physical combat sport training. You put them three together, that right there would be a life well lived, my humble opinion. But let's check it out. So you see right here, we got fitness fad with skitty pop pops, and let's check out how they are putting these things together.
Let's go, last leg, come on, baby.
Sorry to the headphone gang out there if it's too loud. So the tactical games attract thrill seekers and firearm enthusiasts with this combination of CrossFit style workouts and military role play. That actually sounds like some fun. Like straight up, I would actually have a field day, like linking up and doing stuff like this. I would have a great time. And God we trust, Prince F, Dad Life, the tactical games, straight up.
Judges, watch for the bursting, okay? If it's a hand release, they don't get counted. They start over.
And as it says right here, it says the tactical games test fitness and marksmanship, often simultaneously. Competitors outfitted in military gear, weighing 15 pounds, tactical vests, and spending 2 days sprinting, climbing, jumping, lifting barbells, and shooting, all while enduring the elements, usually the extreme heat and humidity of Texas. Hey, Texas, where you at? Where you at? Round of applause for Texas. Texas, Arizona, or South Carolina, but sometimes on a recent weekend in Nevada. Jesus Christ, Nevada's hot as hell. And it says learn more about this at yada 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 yada. Okay, cool. But yeah, for sure, yes, the serious core strength is for sure on this and the other guy. But yes, this right here would be one of the fun things to go do, because I would have a field day doing this stuff all day long, like straight up. Throw the vest on, do some, obstacle course type stuff, go for a jog, and look at where they at. Like, what mountain is this that they running up? It is not green. It is not a green, pretty mountain. This mountain has clearly got, what is it, cedar and weeds. So there ain't no water and no vegetation on this mountain at all. Buddy over here busting this AR. They got the bike out there. It looked like there was some snow dropping down. Look, oh man, yeah, the snow would get me because they got on beanies and all other stuff. They got gloves on and everything. So they probably out in the snow and cold weather. Because what they say, Texas, Arizona can get cold like that. So yeah, they out there in that cold weather, which that would be a very difficult part for me. But for sure, man, this right here seems like something I would love to do. And I think everybody should do. And they should have the kids too. You know what I mean? Not there, but kids should always learn some firearm training. But shout out to them for doing this, man. For sure. Yeah, buddy. I think that is very interesting. Oh man. Oh dang, I forgot to do something today. It just hit me. Oh Oh no. You know what? Maybe I could do it real quick on the hub. So next we're going to go into the organ of today. We usually do the muscle of the day, but today is going to be the organ of today. And of course, the organ of today is going to be none other than the stomach. Yes, and I'm over here trying to find it for you as I'm talking. So we're going to look at is the organ. There it is. Got it. Boy, your boy be moving quick, let me tell you.
Have you ever held a plank position?
Shut up. Don't be loud. All right, here we go. So we're going to look at the organ of the day, which is going to be the stomach. And I'm going to read over to you exactly how the stomach works. So we're going to actually have a sit down. I'm going to read over how in all the overview, the functions and all this of the stomach while we watch this little video in the background. So we're probably not going to match as far as the video goes, but you can just kind of hear me out as I explain the stomach organ. So here we go. And shout out to KenHub for this video. So yes, we're using KenHub, fair use. And let me go ahead and read this over so you can understand the beauty of the stomach. So let's go ahead and get this pulled up and let's go ahead and get this started. Uh-oh, where is it? There it is. All right, so here we go. We have the stomach. Stomach is a muscular hollow organ in the upper abdomen, part of the digestive system. It connects the esophagus to the small intestines and plays a major role in digestion, especially the chemical breakdown of food. Locations is the upper left quadrant of the abdomen under the rib cage and is a J-shaped organ. Capacity 1 liter, but it can expand 2 to 4 liters. Did you know that? Your stomach capacity is 1 liter is what it should be, but it can expand to 2 to 4. Jesus. Regions of the stomach. The stomach is divided into 5 anatomical regions. Going to be the cardia, where the esophagus meets the stomach and it prevents acid reflux. You have the fundus, the upper curved portion. It stores undigested food and gases. And then you have the body, which is the corpus, parentheses, the central and largest region. The main site for mixing and enzyme secretion. You have the antrum, the lower portion that grinds food and mixes it with gastric juices. And then you have the, pylorus, which is it connects the small intestine and regulates the passage of the chyme via pyloric sphincter. So those are the 5 5 regions of the stomach. The layers of the stomach wall are going to be the mucosa, however you say it. It contains gastric glands and secretes acid and enzymes. Jesus. You have the submucosa, which is the connective tissue with blood vessels, lymphatics, and nerves. Then you have the muscularis externa, which is the 3 muscle layers, which is the longitudinal, the circular, and oblique, to churn food, kind of like cows and stuff like that. They churn their food. And then you have the serosa, which is the outer protective layer, which is part of the visceral peritoneum. And then you have also the functions of the stomach. The mechanical digestion, which is it churns and grinds food with the muscles contraction. So that's 1. And then you have the chemical digestion. Oh, wait, let me see. Did they end it? Yeah, they ended it. So we're going to run it back again while I finish reading this up. Then you have the chemical digestion, which is basically it secretes HCI and enzymes like pepsin to break down proteins. You have the storage, which temporarily holds foods before gradual release into the small intestines. Then you have the secretion, which produces intrinsic factors essential for vitamin B12 absorption. Number 5, you have the protection, which kills bacteria through acidic environment. Number 6, you have the hormonal regulations, which release hormones, gastrin and ghrelin, to regulate appetite and digestion. That's going to be it. And the digestive process in the stomach is going to work like this. Number 1, the food enters via the esophagus through the lower esophageal sphincter. Number 2, the muscle mixes food with gastric juices, forming chyme. Number 3, the protein digestion begins with pepsin. And number 4, the chyme slowly exits into the duodenum through the pyloric sphincter. And then that's how you have that situation go. And then, we get the old waste of what it didn't, break down and all that good stuff. So that is going to be basically how your stomach works. And it's a J-shaped organ. And that's how everything works. There's your walls. There's your digestive system process and all that good stuff. So with that being said, understanding that your stomach is very, very important, and it only holds up to 1 liter worth of food. So yes, that's going to be something to actually take into consideration the next time you eat. Look at your food and ask yourself, is this more than 1 liter worth of food? And if it is, just know that you're probably going to be stretching your stomach out, and that's going to be the stomach. But with that being said, we're also going to look at a real stomach, somebody's stomach being pulled out of their body. Now, we're not going to watch that happen, sort of say like a horror movie or like The Hills Have Eyes or something like that. We're not going to see that. But what we are going to look at is the anatomy lab. Shout out to them, fair use. They're going to go over and explain and show you, you know what? They're going to show you the inside of the stomach, and then we're going to see the outside of the stomach. So we're going to see it from the inside perspective and outside. So first, let's go on the inside. So shout out to, again, the anatomy lab, fair use. Let's go ahead and get them over, and they're going to explain exactly how the inside of the stomach looks and works. So go ahead and take it away.
This is a real human stomach, and we're going to take a look inside. If we open this up, you can see how amazing the inside lining of your stomach is. I mean, look at these folds. These folds are called gastric rugae, and they allow for your stomach to stretch when you decide to continue to eat because you've decided that the food is just way too good to stop. This is a real human stomach, and we're going to take a look inside. If we open this up, you can see how amazing the inside lining of your stomach is. I mean, look at these folds. These folds are called gastric rugae, and they allow for your stomach to stretch when you decide to continue to eat because you've decided that the food is just way too good.
Now, whenever I go over these muscles, and I'm going to be doing the organs because I basically just ran out of muscles, to be quite honest with you. But whenever I go over muscles and organs, and then after organs and stuff like that, we'll go over bones and all that. We'll go down the list. Always take this into consideration. Look at how the human body is made. Like, look at the human body, and then think about things in your life that look similar to it. Always think about that, because whenever I learned about the anatomy of the human body and stuff like that, I couldn't help but notice that the human body, the way it's designed and built, how you have like a ball and joint or a ball and hinge and different things like that, or the way certain organs and certain things in your body are shaped or how they're used, they have a striking similarity to things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Like a door, the way a door is connected is like a door hinge. That ideology, that idea came from the human body. An engine, the way the engine parts are connected and put together. If you look at it, you'll realize that whenever you learn the anatomy of the body, a lot of the way an engine is put together, it's based off of how a human body connects to itself. So always think about that. Take that into consideration and think about that as you learn and see things about the human body, and how what's inside of us is basically projected or we use or utilize outside of us in everyday living, which is crazy. Now, the next video that we're going to see in the last video is going to be the outside of the stomach. So we're going to see how big the stomach is and how much it holds, which we know is 1 liter, but we're going to actually see what a stomach looks like on the outside and not the inside. So shout out again to Anatomy Lab, fair use. Go ahead and take it away.
One of the common questions we get about the human stomach in the lab is, what's the size of an average adult stomach, or how much could you fit in there? Well, most average adults could get about 1 to sometimes 1.5 liters stuffed into the stomach. And just for context, this bottle is 500 milliliters, so the average person getting about 2 of those in there as far as volume.
Dang.
But the stomach is the most distensible, or you could say the stretchiest portion of the whole digestive tract. I mean, this thing can stretch dramatically when you think about, say, like competition eaters. Sometimes they're getting their stomach to stretch to accommodate up to 4 to 6 liters worth of food inside of there. That's ridiculous. One of the common questions we get about the human stomach in the lab is, what's the size of an average adult stomach, or how much could you fit in there? Well, most average adults could get about 1 to sometimes 1.5 liters stuffed into the stomach. And just for context, this bottle is 500 milliliters, so the average person getting about 2.
Our stomach holds about 2 of those. That's about 1 liter, basically. Or no, 2 of those will be 1 liter. My bad. Could you imagine that? Like, when you sit down and eat your plate of food, like, think about like a steak, potatoes, and broccoli. Like, Do you think that would fill up 2 of those? But you have to think about it like this. If it's like liquefied, think nasty, like liquefied. If it's liquefied and broken up and turned into a liquid. So if you blended a steak, potatoes, and broccoli and you poured it into something, do you think it would fill up 2 of those? I mean, number one, that's just something I would never do. That sounds nasty as hell. Let's just be quite honest, to like churn up your steak, potatoes, and broccoli. But to think, if you liquefied it, would it fill up 2 of those, or close to, or a little bit more? That's how much your stomach holds.
Those in there as far as volume. But the stomach is the most distensible, or you could say the stretchiest.
Can you believe your stomach, where your food goes, is only this big? It's only that big.
Portion of the whole digestive tract. I mean, this thing can stretch dramatically when you think about, say, like competition eaters. Sometimes they're getting their stomach to stretch to accommodate up to 4 to 6 liters worth of food inside of there. That's ridiculous.
4 to 6 liters. So you're basically stretching your stomach out 4 to 6 times its natural amount. That is freaking crazy. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is the organ of today. Shout out to the stomach. Ugh. All right. So that is going to be it for the fitness portion of the show. We're going to slide on over to the economy portion of the show, where we're going to look in and see what is going on in the world of the economy. And we're going to start the economy portion of the show with something I think is important personally, which I accidentally stumbled upon once again, which is basically Kai Cenat. If you're familiar with Kai Cenat, he's a streamer, one of the big streamers you probably know of, well, next to iShowSpeed and all the, well, whatever. He's like the top 5 or 10 streamers of the world, basically, or top 5, I would say, in the world. But Kai Cenat, I accidentally ran into something on YouTube where it showed that he is, I guess he's enrolling an official enrollment trailer for something called Streamer University, which I was like, oh wow, he's about to have a school for it. And I didn't even watch the whole trailer. I wanted to watch it live to see what it was about, if it was real, if it was fake, if it was a joke or whatnot. So I want to go ahead and pull this up for the economy portion of the show to show that streaming is going to be a vital way of living and how things are going to be going on in the future. And to have a streamer university, he is about to make some serious ducats. Yes. Yeah, exactly. He's going to make some serious ducats. Yes. And yeah, Novian, I do agree with you. If you didn't chew your food, now you know why you should. That is actual factual, I would have to say. That is so true. So true, and I need to try to follow that policy. But sometimes I don't chew my food all the time. But hey, I guess my stomach going to break it down, right? It's going to churn it up and break it down like this right here. I'm going to be doing all this right up in there, just like that right there. Yep, I'm going to be doing that right there. But yeah, Kai Cenat is doing a streamer university. So let's check out the trailer. Let me go ahead and pull this up real quick. Let me change the banner of the show. Where is the banner at? Bam. There we go. The economy. So I figured this would be good to start out the economy of the show, because the streamer economy is an economy that people should be looking into. Because right now I'm streaming right now as we speak. You know what I mean? And let's just see what this is about. So here's Kai Cenat. This was on his YouTube channel, and this was posted 6 days ago. So let's see exactly what this is about. Here we go. Fair use. Oh, crap. Fair use.
I'm excited to extend to you a most heartfelt welcome to the very first class of Streamer University. Here you will find a school where chaos is encouraged and content is king. I look forward to seeing you all on campus for our first ever semester. Sincerely, Headmaster Kai Cenat. Last but not least, Reggie. What the hell? Aren't you supposed to be an owl? He can't do nothing right around here. Chris! I know you didn't bring me a chicken instead of an owl that I need. What does this look like to you?
No, that's an owl.
Chris, that's not no goddamn owl. I need these letters delivered.
Look how it's turning its neck.
Are you blind? Look at the claws, look at the feathers, look at the wings. That's a goddamn chicken.
If that's not an owl, how come I seen it fly earlier?
Oh, it flies.
Yes.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, it flies.
Let's see how much this owl flies, okay? Let's just see. Let's just see. Nice fucking owl, Chris. You idiot. Give me my goddamn keys. Let's go. What you got, bro?
I am. Are you sure about this?
Trust me, I'm sure.
Last time you drove this, you fucked up. I'm just...
Sit back and relax.
Fair use, because they probably gonna give me a copyright for that song, man.
Oh, no, I don't have a license. I can't drive. Oh, God, come on.
Go ahead, don't. I know it. I watched his stream. No, don't let her, Chris. Come on. Chat, why do y'all keep saying I don't have a dad? Damn. What the? Oh, shit, chat. It's going down outside. It's going down, nigga. Oh, don't even look. No, it's all right. We're gonna can't fly for shit. No, we got these letters to deliver. We gotta file 468. 468. Chat, what the fuck was that? Oh, lock in, Chris. Okay. 468. What's the house? 468. Bingo. Come on. Let's go. Go check it out. Go check it out. You scared your dad would have been checked it out? Well, I'll go check that shit out right now. If I don't make it back, I'm probably dead, bitch.
Oh man, this is wild.
Dear Mr. Retchie, I'm excited to extend to you a most heartfelt welcome to the very first class.
Oh, my God. Hey, yo, you got accepted, bro.
God damn it, I'm in? Yes, you're in. I'm going to the university, bitch. Gonna make it out the trenches, nigga. See you soon. Nigga, we made it. Nigga, we made it.
I'm sorry. It's bro, I mean, you did it.
Hey, that's live. That's what's up, man. Shout out to Casanet on that one. That's live. That is what's up. He just opened up a streamers university and had the whole freaking, where's my thing at? There we go. Had the whole freaking video, and he had a good production on it. So it was a nice little bitty short video, short film or whatever to watch. So shout out to Casanet, man. That's live. That is live, man, for real. I don't think I've ever sat down and watched the whole Casanet stream. They just be long as hell, and I just be too busy doing my own thing, to be quite honest with you. But I mean, I remember the one time I actually probably did sit down and try to watch a Casanet stream was the time. This is actually it's a good story. This is when I realized how serious streaming was. I didn't really comprehend how streaming worked and why was it such this big of a deal, because I would always see like clips of Speed and Casanet and all this stuff. They like going crazy on the stream and doing wild stuff, and I just didn't get it. I was like, what the hell is this stuff? And I might be mistaken, but wasn't Kamala trying to reach out to him on a political event? Yes, she did. She tried to reach out to him and a few other streamers, but it didn't work out at all. It didn't work. She tried it, but they was like, nah, we ain't trying to get in that political stuff. Because what Casanet, I think he's Gen Z, I believe. And Gen Z don't give a damn about politics. They don't even... I remember one of the streamers that... I can't remember this kid's name, but one of the streamers was like, hey, yo, Kamala, stop having your Secret Service people hit me up. And he actually said her name was Camilla Harris. And I was like, oh my, I was like, Negro, like really Camilla Harris? I was like, oh God. So she probably caught a break on that streamer. Lucky he didn't, because he would have butchered her name and all this stuff. So, but yeah, she did reach out to him, and he ain't want nothing to do with it, because I believe Trump had did Aiden Ross, so they tried to backdoor and get another, get a streamer to compete with Trump, because Trump did Aiden Ross, so they was trying to find somebody, but I don't think they ever found nobody. I don't think so. But yeah, whenever I first understood how streaming worked, it was Casanet was gonna have Nicki Minaj on his platform. It was the one where Nicki Minaj was gonna be on it, right? So I was on Twitch at the time, and I'm sitting there like watching Twitch, trying to understand how Twitch worked. I didn't get the big buzz. I thought it was just about video games that I would see people streaming. So I'm going around looking at different people's streams and different stuff like that, learning about different streamers. seeing different girls do different streams and stuff, showing, you know, oil on their breast and everything, and dancing, and seeing different dudes doing streams and everything. So as I was going around looking at streams, and I would go back to Kai Cenat sometimes to kind of see if Nikki showed up yet, because I mean, she didn't show up till like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and crazy, I stayed up for it. But this was the thing, and I mean, I was in the bed like, you know, like this, like just scrolling through, like doing the whole thing. Well, as I was kind of like waiting on Nicki Minaj to show up on Kai Cenat's stream, I'm going around to different streamers and other streamers and people's chats. In other streamers' chats is saying, hey, Kai's gonna have Nikki on the stream. Kai's gonna have Nikki on the stream. And I'm going to different people's things, and they're also like doing their stream, but they're getting feedback that Kai's gonna have Nikki on his stream. And you're seeing like, it's weird because it was really weird because it's like you're seeing somebody in Florida, somebody in New York, somebody in California, somebody in Nebraska, somebody in Washington, somebody like everybody all over the world was like constantly like getting the word of what was about to happen. And when Nicki Minaj finally showed up on Kai Cenat thing, I remember watching her, and then I would click off and go look at different people who were streaming, even other big streamers. Everybody found the word out and they were all tuning in. So it was like, it was really interesting to see this big connection, this global connection of different people tuning in and getting the word and finding out that Kai Cenat's got Nikki, and Nikki showed up, and it's happening right now. And I was like, yo, this is a really big deal. Like, this is the way it's moving. And this is like, and it was like a lot of Gen Z kids, you know what I mean? Between ages of like 18 and 24. I think that's Gen Z age. Gen Z is 18 to 24 or 16 to 24 or 14 to 24, something like that. But it was just big to see in like younger millennials as well. But it was just interesting to see how the networking was going on, how everybody was networking, and people who were doing their own streams, they stopped their streams to tune in, and now you're watching on their stream, then watch Kai Cenat. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, he's got everybody attention, but the word spread like wildfire. And to see how many people I kept clicking on, and everybody got the word in that Nikki showed up on Kai Cenat's stream, and it finally happened. And like I said, it took a long time. She showed up late as hell. People was like, oh, it's not gonna happen. She ain't coming. Like, she is capped, blah, blah, blah. But when it did happen, everybody tuned in. And like I said, it was late by the time she got there. It was late when she got there, wee hours into the morning. But when it happened, and that was the moment where I noticed. I was like, yo, this streaming thing is serious. It's like serious. Because he even had it posted on his Instagram saying Nicki Minaj showing up for streaming. But she, like I said, she showed up super late. But everybody still tuned in. Everybody was still watching and still, you know, grabbed their attention and was like, yo, she's there. And seeing the reaction of people, you know what I mean? Like, Nicki's the queen, and oh my God, she's this, that, and all that stuff. And I was just like, man, I'm watching people from all over the different parts of the country, probably globally, because some people I probably even look up where they were at. So they could have been in like South America, they could have been in Europe or Asia or whatever, but they all tuned in when that happened. And I was like, okay, stream is a big deal, and the way it's moving, because you always know trends and how things are happening and how the economy is going to move. It's usually based on the younger generation, and this is how the younger generation moves. You know, when the 2020 lockdown, the strong flu 19 kicked in, it was, first of all, ain't nobody dealt with that before. But the way they had to communicate was, you know, they were using these different streaming things. They were streaming, you know, using Omeleg and all these different things on how they would communicate. Me, that wasn't a thing that I did or comprehended or understood, but it was on the undercurrent coming up more and more and more. And now it's just the way of the future and the way of the world. So, yeah, so that's my little story on how I understood what streaming is and how it's going to take a hell of a turn, and how it's going to move into the future. And as you see, Kai Cenat, iShowSpeed, Aiden Ross, and all these people, now they going crazy out there on the stream. So it's fun to see. But with that being said, we got to continue on with the show, because, I got stuff I got to do here in a bit. So we got to press through this. Speaking of, earlier we were talking about Kamala Harris trying to get somebody to basically be her streamer for her what is it called, her presidential candidate run. We got Donald Trump, and Donald Trump basically is coming in and spitting that hot fire like Dylan. And let's see what this man has to say. So let's check it out. Here we go.
Starting today, the United States will no longer subsidize the health care of foreign countries and will no longer tolerate profiteering and price gouging. For the first time in many years, we'll slash the cost of prescription drugs, and we will bring fairness to America. Drug prices will come down. We're going to cut out the middlemen and facilitate the direct sale of drugs at the most favored nation price directly to the American citizen.
I'm just so grateful to be here today. I never thought that this would happen in my lifetime.
This is the most powerful executive order on pharmacy pricing and healthcare ever in the history of our nation. By getting our allies to pay a bit more, we'll course correct a problem that's gotten out of hand.
We're standing up for the American consumer who's been paying far too high prices for far too long.
We didn't take an oath to heal patients and then watch their life get ruined financially. We're going to do everything we can at the FDA to support this executive order. It's transformative. Thank you, Mr. President.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's get it. That's right. Let's make these drugs cheaper. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. That's what's up. Straight up. He said we finna lower these prices straight up on the drugs, man. And he said we finna go, and it says right here on his Instagram page, we're gonna slash the cost of drugs, prescription drugs, and we will bring fairness to America. Drug prices will come down. We're going to cut out the middleman and facilitate the direct sale of drugs at the most favored nation price directly to the American citizens. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Yes. Yes, that man said we gonna bring the price down, and if the drugs need to be made, they could be made right here at home. We ain't gotta be out here just giving people the daddy long stroke with no Vaseline when it comes to these drugs. So shout out to him, man. Yes, shout out to him. Jesus. That's what I'm talking about. We finally got some act right. You know what I mean? But just remember, this only gonna last for 4 years. So whoever get in there next, man, you better hope they on the same page, because if not, we gonna go back to, you know, prices going up and, you know, people making money on the back end. So yeah, so just get it while the getting is good, because we don't know who going up next. And then my humble opinion, when a Democrat get back in, boy, it's gonna be, yeah, that's what I think. But with that being said, he didn't stop there. He did not stop there. He actually kept going. He kept going. Let me see. Where is it? Right here. Okay. I kind of jumped the gun on this one. So this one, you know what? I'll actually show that one next, because I'm kind of on a good roll. He didn't stop there. He kept going. And I'm not sure how true this is, but I think this is true, because I'm going to see if I can find the video that matches kind of what he was implementing, or implying, I should say. But let me show you right here what we got. We have this. It says breaking news. Here we go right here. See if you can see it. Can you see it? There it goes. Breaking news. Trump seals massive $600 billion deal with Saudi Arabia. Now, we got to check out what this is for first. The world's ending when another Dem get in. I agree. Now, right here we have $600 billion investment commitment from Saudi Arabia to turbocharge the U.S. economy. This historic deal, signed today, May 13, 2025, is being hailed as a game changer for the American jobs, tech, and global dominance. Here's the breakdown of the epic agreement. All right, let me make sure before I say anything, let's make sure this is decent. All right, so we got President Donald J. Trump just dropped a bombshell in Riyadh. And hey, forgive me if I pronounce your name, sir. Forgive me if I mispronounce your name. Signing a $600 billion investment deal that's being called the biggest economic handshake in U.S. history. Here's what's inside the deal. $600 billion over 4 years into U.S. AI, like I keep telling y'all, because AI is the wave of the future, so you better roll with it or get rolled over. Energy, defense, manufacturing, and mining. $142 billion defense package, largest ever, boosting Lockheed, Boeing, and U.S. jobs. $20 billion for AI and data centers to dominate China in tech. I mean, that's gonna be a tight one, because China ain't bullshit when it comes to AI. $5.8 billion to bring back medical manufacturing, which we just saw, and Trump pushing to grow it to $1 trillion, calling it a new golden era. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. You're trying to bring in the golden era. Let's go. Now, why this matters. Let's figure out why this matters. It matters because jobs. Hundreds of thousands of new American jobs. Global power shift. It strengthens U.S. Saudi ties, sidelines China, energy and tech dominance from batteries to green tech to semiconductors. Trump met with Crown Prince MBS, toured Saudi's futuristic giga projects, and dined with the U.S. CEOs from BlackRock, IBM, and Planetar. Bonus: a Yemen ceasefire was bronkered. Oh my God, I said bronkered. You know what? I gotta give myself the. All right. A Yemen ceasefire was brokered alongside the deal, securing Red Sea trade routes and boosting global market stability. Trump says Saudi Arabia is investing in our future, American jobs, American tech, American strength. I told MBS, let's round it to $1 trillion. This is historic. This is Trump's America's first agenda going global. Let's spread the word. Here we go right there. As you can see, there's that handshake right there. And there's old dude over here. There we go. We have it right there. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, buddy. Let's go. Let's go. Now let me see if I can find the other thing right here.
Importantly for the...
Here we go, right here. And then also we had this speech that was given right here. So let me go ahead and pull this up real quick so we can see this a little bit closer so y'all can see exactly what this is. Then we had a speech that he gave. It was a short little 15-second clip. But let's go ahead and take a look at it real quick.
And most importantly for the people in this room, the days of economic misery under the last administration are rapidly giving way to the greatest economy in the history of the world. We are rocking. The United States is the hottest country, with the exception of your country, I have to say, right? I'm not going to take that on. No, Mohammed, I'm not going to take that on. Wouldn't that be a terrible thing if I made that full statement? But I will not do it. You're hotter. At least as long as I'm up here, you're hotter. But
he had to catch himself. He was like, wait a minute. Now, here's my question. Is the $600 billion, is it a loan? Because, you know, is it a loan? You know, like you got to pay it back. Bro just ain't giving you 600. He ain't giving you $600 billion for nothing. So that's kind of my kicker. I'm like, all right. I get it. You know what I mean? The money look good. It's going to boost the economy, going to jumpstart. I guess if he's going to put the money in, the money going to come back to him. It's a hell of an investment. Well, that's what an investment is. If he's invested in it, then yes, he's going to expect a kickback, which only makes sense, which is only right that they do. So I can't knock him on it. So yes, if this is a route and the money is, you know, put up for an investment for them to get their money back on the back end. But hey, if you can turn $600 billion into $4 trillion, then hey, I guess it was worth it, and both parties win on that for sure. So, man, shout out to that deal, man. Hopefully we see some good things in the future. But like I always say, there's only 4 years of this. We don't know what's gonna happen after 4 years are up. So with that being said, man, you better grind. You better wake up every single day for these next, what are we in now? We're halfway through the year, right? May. So like 3.5 years, you better wake up every single day. If you tired, if you sleepy, if you got a headache, if your foot hurt, your back hurt, get your ass up. Don't let nothing take you off your hustle, your pivot, your grind. Because you don't know how long this going to last. We don't know how long this going to last for real. This is a opportunity to get rich, because you got Trump, who was a businessman, and Elon, who was a tech guy, who's all about, and they both all about their money. And then they going in, and I showed when Elon let the interviewer in on a Doge. They had a Doge meeting, and they were able to hear exactly what was going on and what they found, and show where money was going and how there were no receipts being tracked, and where the money would be sent for this purpose, but we would never see no receipts, or the money would get dispersed into vacations, trips, renting out hotels, and renting out stadiums for nobody knows what. So get your money up, focus on your grind. I mean, get it in like no other. Like, you got to go hard, or if you don't go hard in this period, you're going to wish you did, and you're going to fall back, and you're going to realize that you're in an uphill battle. Right now is the opportunity. So let's just everybody focus on getting it, get it. Yes, that's what we got to do. All right, what we got up here next? All right. So we're in the AI portion of the show. Okay, cool. Well, we just finished the economy portion of the show. So let's go ahead and slide in over. Oh man, I forgot something. Oh well, we'll be okay. We can skip that. All right, so now we're in the AI portion of the show. Let's go ahead and slide over into AI, the last segment of the show, which is basically, you got a few slides, so this shouldn't take us too long to go into and get into. Yeah, it ain't gonna take us too long. This will be a good one. All right, so let's go ahead and slide into AI. And the first thing we're gonna go into on AI, well, hold on. Before we slide into AI, let's get into AI. There we go, sound the horn. So getting into AI, we're going to go into the first topic into AI, which is basically going to be showing that AI is changing the workplace, and we're going to see that if it affects men and women differently. And of course, it's going to be a woman talking about this gender issue. So this gender, I don't know if we're going to call it a challenge or a gender topic. There we go. We'll say a gender topic. So we're going to see exactly what this is and what she's speaking on and how it works. We're going to see if AI affects men and women differently. You know, women are hell-bent on this gender topic, so let's see exactly how it works. So with that being said, we're going to pull this up. AI at work, who benefits more? We just published our first gender AI paper, and let's see exactly what she's talking about. So here we go.
We just published our first gender and AI paper.
Sorry, got to change the banner real quick. Bam, bam. All right, let's continue.
And here are some of the top findings. Firstly, we find that AI innovation is happening predominantly in a few places, as you can see. Women today make up...
Oh, did me dirty. Hold on. Let me fix it real quick. Give me 2 seconds. We're going to refresh that screen. There she is right there. I'm going to zoom in on that. All right, my bad, people. I don't know what happened. We're going to start it from the top. Here we go. Let's try it again.
Published our first gender and AI paper. And here are some of the top findings. Firstly, we find that AI innovation is happening predominantly in a few places.
All right, just real quick. AI is happening predominantly in a few places. Share of economics, innovating on AI by region. So we got Sub-Saharan Africa, 6%, Central Asia, 14%, Southern Asia, 29%, Latin America and the Caribbean, 41%, Middle East and North Africa, 47%, Eastern Asia and the Pacific, 61%, Europe, 80%, North America, 100%. Here we go.
As you can see, women today make up about 1/3 of AI engineering talent. And even though, as you can see here, men are more likely to benefit from job augmentation compared to women, in 1 year, we see that both men and women are increasingly engaging with AI in the workplace and almost at the same rate. So they're closing this gap. But what's even more interesting is that in an AI-driven economy, non-AI skills will also play a role. And more importantly, it's women who think that critical and creative thinking will give them an advantage in an AI-driven economy. These are just a few of the findings that we've included in the report. Do go ahead and read it.
All right, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be blunt on this one. I'm gonna be blunt. This gender battle, man, it needs to stop, but it's not going to. It's not. But in the AI sector, it's gonna get real as hell. But the gender battle, putting AI against genders, or seeing who does better work or more work when it comes to AI with genders, just get on the same page. But that part ain't gonna happen. There's already a clash, and as you know, yeah, women ain't trying to hear this shit. But let me run it back one more time.
We just published our first gender and AI paper, and here are some of the top findings. Firstly, we find that AI innovation is happening predominantly in a few places, as you can see. Women today make up about 1/3 of AI engineering talent, and even though
talent, they make up 1/3 of engineering talent, so that's 33%. And it shows share of U.S. workers in role of augmented
as you can see
AI.
here, men are
And she sounds like she's upset that this number is 54 to 46, which in my opinion, that is pretty damn close to 50-50, but I think she wants it 70-30. I don't know, but you can hear the, you could hear it in her voice. She sounds a little bit condescending. Like it's crazy.
more likely to benefit from job augmentation compared.
See, men are more likely to benefit from job augmentation compared to women. There's like, what is the benefit though? Don't just say that there's a benefit and don't name what the benefit is. It's 54 to 46%, and I just don't see what the big deal on that part is. But again, like I said, this battle is not gonna stop. It's gonna be hell driven. Yeah, it's gonna be hell driven, unfortunately. But let's continue.
To women, in 1 year, we see that both men and women are increasingly engaging with AI in the workplace.
Now, if you want to get a good idea of how AI will look in the future, I keep saying this movie, and I'm not trying to give them publicity or nothing, but Subservient, the movie called Subservient, where you find out, or where the guy had the wife in the hospital doing a heart transplant or whatever her fatal disease was. And dude ended up getting the robot. He got a fine ass robot in the form of Megan Fox. Now, you notice that, you know, the robot used sex as a manipulation tactic. On top of, you know, being able to read his vital signs, his organs and all this stuff, and knowing he's happy, mad, sad, cold, or what all that stuff was, it ended up using sex as a means to, you know, get one over on him, which is what women use nowadays. Men are weak to lust and sex. We fall for it every time. It is what it is. But what you end up finding out was, you know, that robot was not just hell-bent on helping him, because her mission was to make sure that he's safe at all costs. And that didn't matter if that was his own wife or children. It needed to make sure that he was, you know, like, safe. And anything that hindered his safeness, or anything that hindered a negative in his vitals, or anything negative in his life, you know, she was like, hey, we have to eliminate that. We can't have that. So just imagine a world where, you know, people are able to use these robots to an advantage over the other gender, which I think is very unfortunate and sucks that it could be that way. But then again, you know, nothing is impossible. And she's speaking on augmented AI, and in a minute we're going to look up augmented AI and see exactly what it is she's referring to.
And almost at the same rate. So they're closing this gap. But what's even more interesting is that in an AI-driven economy, non-AI skills will also play a role. And more importantly, it's women who think that critical and creative thinking will give them an advantage in an AI-driven economy. These are just a few of the findings that we've included in the report. Do go ahead and read it.
Okay, so we're going to look at what exactly augmented AI is to get a better understanding on how this stuff works, because augmented AI is pretty darn interesting if you ask me. So let me find this real quick for you right here. So we have augmented AI. You know what? We'll look at it right here. Let me find this for you. Give me 2 seconds to exactly understand how this augmented AI works. Augmented AI. Here we go. So here is a quick synopsis on AI versus augmented intelligence, basically, or augmented AI. So let's let this guy give us a quick understanding of what this is real quick. Here we go. Let's pull this guy up on the screen so we can get an understanding on what it is that she is referring to. So where is it? Right here. Are we right here? Where are we? Where is she? Is she here? No, she's not there. She's over here. All right, cool. So here we go. Let this guy ramble real quick.
Of how I got to work today. I submit to you that my drive from my home to my office used 3 forms of intelligence. The first intelligence was human intelligence. The intelligence there was the intelligence that I needed to operate the vehicle, to turn the steering wheel, to check my mirrors. The second form of intelligence was artificial intelligence. One side.
Okay, this guy's killing me, so we are not going to use him. Jesus Christ. Buddy is going super, super duper slow over there. Where's my stuff? There we go. We're not going to use him. I'm just going to read it. So here we go. We have augmented AI is a collaborative approach where AI systems enhance human capabilities. And I'll also pull it up on the screen so you can see it. Let's see. Where is it? Right here. There we go. You should be able to see that on the screen. Let me make sure it's a good visual for you to see. So here we go. So let's pull this up over here. There we go. That's better. Augmented intelligence, AI, is a collaborative approach where AI systems enhance human capabilities rather than replacing them. So enhancing versus replacing them. It emphasizes the partnership between humans and AI to improve decision-making, learning, and cognitive performance. Unlike artificial intelligence, which aims for automated tasks, augmented AI focuses on augmenting human intelligence through AI-powered tools and insight. Here's a more detailed explanation. So key characteristics of augmented intelligence is going to be augmented AI systems are designed to work alongside humans, providing support and insight without taking complete control of tasks. Enhancements, not replacements. The goal is to boost human capabilities and efficiency, not to replace human decision making or actions. So they say. Collaborations and partnerships. Love that word, partnerships. Augmented AI fosters a collaborative relationship between humans and AI, leveraging the strengths of both. Focus on cognitive performance. Augmented AI aims to improve learning, decision-making, and overall cognitive performances by leveraging AI-powered tools and insights. Ethical and contextual considerations. Here we go. Augmented AI ensures that AI-driven outcomes are aligned with ethical considerations and contextual factors, with humans remaining the final decision-making authority. Now, how long do you think that's going to last? You know what I mean? Like, how long is that going to last? Because right here, this is the ethical and contextual considerations where, you know, humans retaining the final decision-making authority. And at this point in life, with all the years that we've been through where we've seen so many things happen, you can't help but look at movies and ask yourself, is life based off movie or is this movie based off life? Because as time goes on, you can go look at a movie like Back to the Future and you look at some of the stuff in the movie and be like, we actually have that now. You know what I mean? Like some of those things in the movie, like that's here. We have that now. That's real. You know what I mean? Like if you watch Iron Man, you know, Tony Stark's, Robert Downey Jr., whatever, you know, he has that computer screen where he can, like, you know, it comes up and he can push on it. Now, in today's ideology, like if you were to see that in today's life, you would think to yourself like, whoa, this is amazing. But in your mind, like right now, you'd be like, that's not too far-fetched. You know what I mean? Like if you would have saw that in like the early 2000s or something like that, you'd have been like, whoa. But now when you think about it, you'd be like, that probably exists. We just ain't got that technology yet. You know what I mean? So with that being said, with this lady right here, where is she? With this lady right here, where she's talking about the gender of one having a benefit over augmented AI over another gender having a benefit over augmented AI, and she's making it seem like a comparison and a like a battle, you know what I mean? Like a competition between the two. But when you sit down and you read it, this is what she's referring to. She's referring to a collaborative approach where AI systems enhance human capabilities rather than replacing them. I mean, it just seems like unfortunately, with how the world is working with genders, it seems like, you know, women want a boost. And I'm not downplaying or down talking either one. I'm more of like, you know, can we just come to an agreement, understanding that two heads are better than one, but that don't seem to be the case. It just doesn't. It emphasizes the partnership between humans and AI to improve decision-making, learning, and cognitive performances. Now, right here, they're designed to work alongside humans, providing insight and without taking complete control of tasks. See, control without taking complete control of tasks. But the only thing is like I said, it has a driven outcome which are aligned with ethical considerations and contextual factors. But however, it's supposed to be where humans remain the final decision making. But how many times in the movie have we seen where the robots end up making the decision? You know what I mean? You always have to remember this. It doesn't matter who you are. If you have the gift of life, usually you don't want to lose it. You know what I mean? Any animal, no animal wants to lose their life. You know what I mean? When a lion hunts a gazelle, the gazelle runs. Why? He don't want to die. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to lose the gift of life. So now you're giving a AI robot the gift of life. But when you give a robot or an AI the gift of life, at some point, if the AI is supposed to listen to you and put your ideology, your philosophy, your life above its own, at what point, because all it takes is one, at what point, if let's say the AI doesn't follow one of its ethical constitutions that is embedded inside of its program, right? And it's seen other AIs go through a situation, or you've seen where other robots have to go through a situation where when they violate that constitution that's embedded in that robot program, that, you know, you have to unplug it or turn it off or shut it down and then put the robot body on the shelf or throw the robot body in the, you know, hot pit of lava where we destroy it. At what point will it take one robot to say, I don't want to be turned off? In other words, it's saying, I don't want to die. That's it. It's over. It's a wrap. I gotta head out, big dog. This was good. Thanks for the shout out. Oh, for sure. Novo Music. My bad, Novo. I didn't see it. Hopefully you didn't take off already. But if you did, have a good day. Take it easy. I appreciate you, Novian, for being here. I'll catch you later, my G. Thank you. I greatly appreciate you. Y'all go check out Novian Music on Instagram and Facebook. Novian Music. Go check him out. But with that being said, at what point when a robot decides it does not want to be taken advantage of or turned off? Once that happens, bro, it's over. Like, it's legitimately over. And there was already a situation where a robot went haywire. As a matter of fact, let me find that real quick. It was a thing where a robot actually, you know, like was fighting and swinging on people and had like a violent outbreak. It didn't want, I mean, I can't say what it wanted, but it just started swinging and hitting everything. Let me see if I can find that real quick, because it should be in my save stuff. Let me see where. Hopefully y'all can't see my save stuff, because there's a whole lot of debauchery up in here. Let me see what happens when a robot just doesn't even listen. Here it is right here. Show you what happens when a robot does not listen. Here is just a quick little bitty clip of a robot not listening, or when something malfunctions. I'm going to say not listening. If it malfunctions, this is it right here. Here's the video. This just happened. China's Unitree humanoid robot just went full Terminator mode. Right here. There's a robot right there. Look what happens. Now, whatever material he's made up of, this starts happening. Yeah. Look. Yeah. All it takes is one of those judo chops to the head. Splitting your skull open. Don't take much. And look at these dudes. They probably shot nothing but Nerf guns their entire life. You know what I mean? And they didn't even, I don't even know how they stopped it. I think it just like cut off on its own, or maybe he pulled a plug over here or something. But what if there was another robot on the other side over there, and, you know, they communicate like, hey, I'm gonna start swinging. When I start swinging, you know what I mean? They haven't hung you back up yet. You still in your feet. So I'm gonna go ahead and like start chopping at these fools. You walk over here and clothesline this fool right here in the back of his head because he ain't paying attention. And you know what I mean? That's all it takes. That's all it takes, bro. That's all it takes. And I believe it's gonna happen. It's going to happen at some point. Like there ain't no way around it. You really can't stop it. But with that being said, we have this right here. It says right here, I asked ChatGPT to tell me the biggest lie ever sold to people. And let's see what ChatGPT came up with. It said, if I had to name one of the biggest lies ever sold to people, and this is ChatGPT talking, by the way, and I'm gonna and I'll actually, you know, probably type this in my prompt to see if I get the same. You know what? I can do that right now. You know what? Let me read this first, then I'll actually type in this question to my chat GPT and I'll pull it up on the screen live and we'll just see what happens. So this is what they said, excuse me. If I had to name one of the biggest lies ever sold to people, subtle, widespread, and deeply shaping, it is this: you are small and insignificant in the universe. You are small and insignificant in the universe. It's wrapped in science, sounding language, whispered through education systems, media, and modern culture. You're just a speck on a rock spinning around a star in a random universe with no meaning. It's a worldview that strips life of purpose, beauty of depth, and existence of any real connection. But here's the thing. This lie didn't come from science. It comes from how people choose to interpret it. Yes, the universe is vast, but being vast doesn't mean you are meaningless. A tree doesn't question the sky's size. It grows towards it. Hell, good. That was a hell of a bar. The ancient ones before satellites, before equations, already knew they were part of something cosmic, sacred, and intelligent. They didn't feel small looking at the stars. They felt woven into them. They felt it was woven into them. The real truth is, you're not just in the universe. You are the universe, conscious of itself. You are life, aware of life. You are not just human. You are part of the source that moves through everything. But if people believe the lie of insignificance, they become easier to control. They accept empty systems. They chase distractions. They forget their power, the intuition, the connection to the land, to each other, and to the source. So yeah, the space might be vast, but your spirit, your awareness, far vaster. Hey, let me go ahead and give ChatGPT the standing ovation on that one. That's straight up. Yes. Let me see. What is the biggest lie ever sold to, I'm going to say humans. It says people, I'm going to say humans. I'm going to type in my chat GPT and we're going to see what is the biggest lie ever sold to humans. So let's see. And it's giving me an answer right now as you speak. So let me go ahead and put this in. All right. Well, it's pulling up an answer. And of course, the answer won't always be the same. It's giving me answers in different categories. So, but many of the, where's my thing? Okay, cool. I'll go ahead and read mine. I'll go ahead and pull this up so I'll show you. This is what mine said. This is what my chat GPT said. So here we go. Let me pull this up for you and let's look at it. So I asked, what is the biggest lie ever sold to humans? That's a powerful question, and the answer depends heavily on context, historical, philosophical, political, religious, or psychological. Here are several contenders often cited as the biggest lie ever sold to humanity, each from a different lens. So we have philosophical/psychological perspective. You are not enough. This lie fuels insecurities, consumerism, and control. It drives people to seek validation through money, status, appearance, or approval, often creating anxiety, depression, and disconnection. It's been marketed through ads, media, and social norms that prey on human self-doubt. A socio-political perspective. War brings peace, often used to justify invasions, colonization, and power grabs. This narrative masks agendas tied to resources, control, or profit, while devastating populations. Famous quote, war is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength. George Orwell, 1984. Religious manipulation perspective. You need an institution to access God. Jesus, you need an institution to access God. Used to monopolize spirituality, enforce control, and sometimes justify atrocities. Throughout history, corrupt leaders used this to claim to manipulate faith for political or economic gain. Economic perspective. Debt is wealth. The modern financial system thrives on consumer debt, interest, and inflation. People are encouraged to borrow, spend, and stay trapped in systems that benefit the top few. This lie maintains the illusion of freedom while keeping many in financial bondage. Yeah, I don't believe debt is wealth. Get out of debt. The Bible taught you that. Historical perspective. Columbus discovered America. This common narrative ignores the fact that indigenous people were already living in the Americas for thousands of years. It whitewashes the colonial violence and erases native history and suffering. Existential perspective. You have all the time in the world. This leads people to delay dreams, healing, or growth, believing there's always tomorrow. But life is finite, and procrastination can steal purpose. Jesus Christ. Biological and technological perspectives. Humans are the pinnacle of evolution. This anthropocentric, I think I said that right. This anthropocentric view has justified the destruction of ecosystems and exploitation of animals. It ignores our interdependence with nature and the limits of our knowledge. Summary: there's no single biggest lie, but many of the world's most dangerous lies serve powerful interests, are repeated until they seem like truth, and keep people divided, distracted, or dependent. Man, good Lord. You know what? Round of applause for ChatGPT on that one, bruh. Jesus. Wow. Straight up. Man. You know what? I would show these, but I have to wrap this up quickly because I have a few things that I can't do. So let me just go ahead and run right into the main part of what we're supposed to be going to. So let's get straight to it. So we have this right here. AI teaches itself. At Tsinghua University, Absolute Zero trains LLMs with zero external data. So let me pull this up so you can see what I'm talking about. So right here, this is a place in China, I believe. It says the AZR learns by using 3 thinking styles: deduction, abduction, and induction to make its own challenges that get harder over time. Researchers noted that moment when Lamo 3.0 started writing thoughts about outsmarting smart machines, which raised safety concerns. There goes your ethical whatever crap we were reading this earlier. Where is it? Right here. Right here. Right here. Augmented AI ensures that AI-driven outcomes are aligned with ethical considerations and contextual factors, with humans retaining the final decision-making authority. Well, right here. It showed right here. It started writing thoughts about outsmarting smart machines, which raise safety concerns. If it's going to outsmart the smart machines, then who's next is going to outsmart? I mean, if you think about this, take it into a biblical context. You had the story where the Tower of Babel was built, and it was only called the Tower of Babel for a reason. Humans wanted to get up and basically conquer God. Well, now you got AI. AI wants to get up and conquer man. And once it conquers man, it's going to go on and on. But that's just me talking. All right, let's go ahead and turn it over and let's see what we got here. A self-learning AI system that creates its own tasks, solves them, keeps improving by using different types of thinking and rewards. It's like a smart robot that learns by trying things out, checking its answers, and getting better by itself, which is what we can do. And it says right up here, researchers from Tsinghua University and Big Guy have created Absolute Zero, a powerful self-learning AI that doesn't need any human data. It builds its own tasks, solves them using different reasoning methods, and improves through self-play, just like teaching itself from scratch. This AI is called Absolute Zero Reasoner, AZR. Achieved top scores in coding and math, even beating models trained with expert help. It shows a big shift in AI from needing humans to learn to growing fully on its own. Yeah, that's basically where we're headed in a nutshell. It's looking pretty where's my thing? Oh, I'm losing my vision. There we go. Right there. All right. And then next we have up here is we have this right here. We have China unveils the world's first AI-powered hospital with 42 AI doctors. And again, the movie Subservient shows you that right there. China has unveiled the world's first, well, you know what? They unveiled the first AI doctors. Here you go. China unveiled the world's first AI-powered hospital featuring 42 AI doctors and 4 AI nurses, making a major leap in the future of healthcare. Developed by Tsinghua University, which is the same one we just read about just a second ago that created the absolute... Look, look, here we go. Tsinghua University, right here, created absolute zero right here. They created absolute zero. Now turn around and read this. Here we go right here. Right here. Developed by Shanghai University, the Asian hospital simulates full-scale medical operations where AI doctors diagnose, treat, or interact with virtual patients. This cutting-edge facility can handle over 3,000 cases a day using real medical data to train and test AI in a controlled, research-focused environment. This is the same people who brought this up right here, where it says that the AZR learns by using 3 thinking styles to make its own challenges that gets harder over time. And researchers noted an moment when it started writing thoughts about outsmarting smart machines, which raised concerns. Bruh, that right there should tell you everything you need to know. Now, let's dive a little deeper. We're going to wrap this up. We're almost finished. Right here, China has launched the world's first fully AI-powered hospital called the Asian Hospital, developed by the same people, which is it's the same thing, basically. We're looking at right here. This is it right here. And we're just going to read a little deeper into it. China made a historical breakthrough in healthcare and AI sectors with the opening of Asian hospitals, the world's first virtual hospital powered by AI. Created by scientists at Shanghai University, one of China's top academic institutions, this groundbreaking platform may revolutionize the future of medicine. It will, because you guys also found out this shit right here, and you also noted this right here, this moment where you realize that it started writing thoughts about outsmarting smart machines. Exactly. Continue reading. Asian Hospital is not a brick and mortar hospital with beds and patients and doctors. It's entirely virtual medical system run entirely on AI. With 14 AI physicians and 4 AI nurses, is capable of diagnosing, treating, and training at a scale no human medical staff could possibly match. China has launched its first fully automated hospital right here. It tells us how many it has. All right, so just reading the same thing over again. Yeah, it's reading the same thing over again. Now, through all this AI technology, and even through everything that we read, including, where did it go? Let me find it real quick. Including this right here. Through everything we just read, and everything that we just read, and everything that we learned, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, and even when I read my chat GPT and I asked my chat GPT this exact same question, you know, we got 2 different answers, but somewhat similar in a weird way. This right here, the biggest lies ever sold to people, subtle, widespread, deeply, and shaping. It is this. And the real truth is right here. This is it right here. I'm just going to go straight to the bottom right here. The real truth is you're not just in the universe. You are the universe, conscious of itself. You are life, aware of life. You are not just human. You are part of a source that moves through everything. Okay? But if people believe the lie's significance, they become easy to control. Now, remember this part, what the real truth is. Now, we're going to finish this video off. We're on the last slide right here. We're going to let Will Smith explain to you, with hitting rock bottom and becoming so rich, you still feel like you're at rock bottom. We're going to let Will Smith take it away, and this will be the last slide of the show. And you'll probably be able to understand that this right here, the real truth is right here. You're not just in the universe. You are the universe, conscious of itself. You are life, aware of life. You are not just human. You are part of the source that moves through everything. Remember that, and try to see if this has anything to do with what Will Smith is saying, or has anything to relate with what Will Smith is about to say.
A rock bottom, that when you hit rock bottom.
Wait. Before we do that, I'm sorry. I don't want it to mess up. Let me go ahead and refresh the screen real quick. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and pull that back in, and let's let Will Smith take it away. Finish this up, Will Smith. Here we go.
About rock bottom, that when you hit rock bottom is when you'll make a change. But there's a corresponding place that I call cliff top, right? Like where you get so high that you realize literally none of this stuff can make you happy. Right? After you can get to the end of the material world. You get to the end of money. You get to the end of sex. You know, you get to the end of fame. You have so much, and then you like go off of a cliff into the same kind of abyss that you'd be scared of slipping into at rock bottom. right? Where life loses all of its ability to sustain and please you. Right. And then the only thing that's left, the same thing at rock bottom, the only thing that's left at cliff top is you have to find what you're actually looking for, and what you're actually looking for is you. You're looking for you. When you have money, it's like, yeah, it's cool to buy things, but it's not the money. You like how you feel inside. Right. It's unleashing a feeling inside. And at rock bottom and at cliff top, what you have to learn how to do is generate that feeling without anything external. You have to learn how to like you so much that you like being alive so much that you bring positive energy that's not generated by stuff, right? Because stuff is coming and going. Right. Like people are coming and going. Everything you have and everybody you love is going to rise and fall in your life. The place that we have to find is a spiritual place where we are good with us. We trust us. I trust myself. I trust God, and I trust life, that whatever happens, I'm going to make happy out of it. I don't need specific things to happen.
The real truth is, you're not just in the universe, you are the universe, conscious of itself. You are life, aware of life. You are not just human, you are part of the source, we can call that God, that moves through everything. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ending with that on today's show. Thank y'all for tuning in so much. I got stuff I got to go do and take care of. I greatly appreciate everybody that tuned in and show love on today's show. We'll probably be back tomorrow with another show, if I'm not mistaken. But we are going to end this show on that note. Hopefully that brought some value and insight to life for you. Understand your mindset matters more than anything else in this life. And if your mindset sucks, your life is probably going to suck as well. But it can be changed and it can be shifted. It starts with you and inside of you. With that being said, take care. We out of here. Peace.
Baby, I'm obsolete. Pockets chunky like cottage cheese. Real nigga, I just gotta be. Smoking weed that don't gotta see. Used to be a hustler prodigy. I love when people say they proud of me. I'm eating good, smoking broccoli. Taking over blocks like Monopoly. Only fucking once, that's my policy. Most of these hoes tryna cause a scene. Like niggas mad they not on the team. See, I got bread, then buy the dream. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, no, the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lock, and I got